Hey, my good people, y'all know what time it is. It's Monday. It's Monday night, and you know that means it's time for some YRDtv. Yes, indeed. I'm Rob Pasker, anchor for the Young Realtist division of NARAB's YRDtv. So, y'all already know. If you know, you know, but if you don't know, you're about to get familiar. NARAB is an acronym for the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, which is the oldest and largest African American real estate trade association in the country, comprised of over 90 local chapters across 35 states. The Young Realtist division of NARAB, which is an affiliate, was founded in 1996 with the mission of redefining the real estate culture for tomorrow's leaders by empowering the youth, the communities, through wealth building, career exposure, mentorship, professional development, and leadership training. So, you know, with YRDtv, we are excited to have the opportunity to provide unique programming that will highlight and celebrate relevant information, our membership, policies, and real life stories surrounding Black real estate in the United States. So this is a movement, you know, this is about creating a platform so that we can shine the light of our members, the beacons of light that we have across the nation that are our membership. Give them a platform so they can share what they know and we can all grow. So before we get into our guests, I want to give a huge shout out to our parliamentarian, Mr. Otis Milton. It's his birthday today. Shout out to you, brother. We appreciate you and all that you do to support us and our mission and all that you do in your community. Check out his podcast, The Millennial Mindset. If you haven't, it's on all the podcast platforms. Check my man out. But with that being said, today I got a heavy hitter on the show. I got a heavy hitter, man. I see this guy on social media. I've known him for a few years now, but I've seen his growth, you know, and I see him on social media and I see the things that he's doing in the community and the impact that he's having and how he's making waves in this community. And it's an honor to have him on the show. So today I have with us Mr. Jeffrey Corrolian out of Miami, president of the South Florida Board of Realtists. And Jeffrey, along with his team, the JC sales team, are professional realtors with the mission to exceed and provide the best customer service experience for everyone that they touch. So him and his team are highly successful. He this past year, he told me he closed over $31 million of volume, did over 140 transactions, y'all. Can y'all imagine 140 transactions? He's a leader in the organization where he serves as the local board president. And he's an asset, you know, and I believe that, you know, NARAB is built for people like Jeff, you know, because Jeff comes in and he takes what he learns, but not only does he just take what he learns, he adds to the pot here at NARAB. So with that being said, let's go ahead and bring him in here, Mr. Jeffrey Corrolian. What's going on, brother?
Hey, good evening. Thank you so much for having me and that warm welcome. And you hit it on the head. I'm excited to say that, yes, I am a student as well. So one thing about a student is being able to learn things and implement, not just going to classes and taking the information, but being able to execute.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to be here.
Well, hey, man, that's what you do. You execute, man. You execute. You do it. I see you. We see you. I'll say that. We see you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I mean, tell us a little bit about your background. You know, what made you get into real estate?
Funny story about that. So back when I was 17, 18 years old, my mother had told me to get into real estate, and I always had a passion to practice law. So I said, no, I'm not going to get into law school. I'm not going to get into real estate. I am going to continue to be an attorney, and I'm going to go ahead and practice. And then from there, a great friend of mine got into the industry, and I just saw the way that he was living, and I just saw that this was like, it was great. It was a good life, you know? And I said, man, I definitely want to see myself doing this. And at a blink of an eye, I was able to get into real estate school, and the rest is history.
Wow. Okay. Hold on. So how long has it been now?
It's I've been with my new brokerage that I joined. I joined them in January. I was with my former brokerage for about 11 years. I've been practicing for about 13 years now.
13 years, man. But look, you don't look like you old enough to be practicing for 13 years in the industry. You know?
Not at all. Not at all. Definitely started at a young age, but still looking to get better each and every day.
I heard that. Well, yeah, you're a leader of the new school. I'll just say that.
Thank you, brother.
I'll say
Thank
that.
you.
So tell me about your Realtist story. You know, what brought you to NARAB?
Hey, that's a funny story actually. A great friend of mine who happens to be our past president, her and I were with the same brokerage at that time, and she invited me to an event. And what actually pulled my attention over was I was invited to a February event, which we all know is Black History Month. And the way that they were able to get this guest speaker in and just speak about the movement that they had as far as involvement goes within the Black community, I was like, man, I want to get more involved. I want to know what's going on. This is a piece of real estate that we don't know about. You know, when I hear that we weren't able to sell real estate, we weren't able to practice, and there was an organization that allowed us to do that, I got to stop and freeze for a minute and say, hey, without NARAB, I wouldn't be able to be where I am today as it goes for my industry and as my agents. You know, I have 25 agents right now as I'm continuing to grow my team, and I'm lucky to say that each and every one of them happen to be Black. You know, so with that being said, a couple years passed by after that, and then I was asked to join the organization and get more involved and be on the board. So in 2019, I was asked to be on the board, and I saw that NARAB South Florida was doing some amazing things, and being a guy that's very hands-on, I believe that I was very vocal. And from there, they were able to say, hey, we would love for you to lead us as we move forward with this organization and we continue to grow. And from there, I was nominated from the floor to be the vice president. The following year, I was president-elect, and from there, I became the president. So I'm excited that I've been able to lead the South Florida chapter, grow our organization, get more recognized in South Florida for the past 24 months.
Wow. And how has that gone for you? You know, how do you feel about your presidency? What type of impact do you think you've made in your local community?
I think what we did was we were able to do a lot of involvement. We were able to bring in a lot of people, which pretty much is bridging the gaps. I thought we were able to do that with Miami Association of Realtors, which happens to be the largest board in South Florida, but also the second largest board in the world. We were able to make connections with our politicians that are down here as far as changes that we need for Black home ownership. We were able to bring back the lenders. You know, we got Realtists and we have realtors, but we need our lenders. So we were able to bring back the lenders and say, hey, we need you guys to get our Blacks into homes, to get our minorities into homes, to educate us. And I think that's something that we definitely took to a second level as far as my presidency went. Was we were able to see what the public needed, see what the members needed, and we were able to educate, we were able to bring them involved. And what we saw a growth in our membership. You know, funny story is, I can add on to that, Robert, is that I was installed in January of 2020 as the president, not knowing that we were going to be hit with the pandemic in March of 2020. So it was pretty much, what do you do? And I'm glad that we were able to pivot, but we pivot extremely quickly with the way we were able to bring everything to Zoom. We were able to bring our sponsors to Zoom. We were able to bring other people. So what we did was we leveled or elevated or leveraged other people that was a part of our organization and say, hey, I see you doing this. I see you doing that. Can you come on and do a session? Now what we're doing is we're giving some recognition to our members, but also we're educating the other members as well. And that was a great thing that we did. We were able to move into Realtist Week, where we pretty much participated with everything that was happening there, and attendance was at its capacity with everything that we did. So I think NARAB I think NARAB through the pandemic was a great thing for South Florida.
Absolutely, man. Well, that just goes to show adversity precedes growth, and that's what I say. I say chaos precedes growth. And I know 2020 was a chaotic year for all of us, but to turn that into gold and actually grow through that. That's a testament to your leadership. And I'd like to echo, what you said about the history of NARAB, and I think that's what drew me to the mission as well. Drew me to the organization was the mission and the history, knowing that this organization was pivotal in opening doors for myself and people that I impact every day. They wouldn't be impacted if it weren't for an organization like NARAB. And with that being said, we talk about opening doors. Real estate is a very broad industry. So, what passions have you discovered through real estate?
I think honestly, through real estate, the passion that it has taught me, and I'm still learning to this day, is the opportunity to educate, but not just educate other realtors that are out there or other realtors that are out there. I think educate the public. So many times I go back to my customers, or we're having dialogue and conversation, and they're able to say, hey, can you train me on this? Can you educate me on this? Right now, everyone's interested in being a homeowner. Our duplex, our multifamily sales have definitely grew here in South Florida. And this pandemic has definitely taught people to pretty much open their eyes and see things in a different picture. And I'm glad to say that I was just on the phone last night with an attorney, and she was able to just say, like, with my income, I could do so much more. And I need you to hold my hand and really push me to get there. And I'm excited to be a part of that journey. And when it goes back to our organization, I think that continue to fight to get our politicians involved and say, hey, we need affordable housing programs, to get involved in diversity and say, hey, we need programs, we need assistance in getting our blacks into homes. I think that's something that definitely is my passion as well. I tell people we do $1 million deal here, we do a $2 million deal here. As we're speaking, a contract came in for $970, but those are not the deals that truly touch me. The deals that touch me and bring me back home is I can give you a prime example, is the school teacher that's been a school teacher for over 25 years, living in the same apartment complex and not thinking that home ownership is an attainable goal. And when you're able to give her keys to her home, and she's crying and she's like, this can't be real. Moving a first-time home buyer into a brand new construction home, and they're also saying that this is not obtainable. And they've been renting forever and ever. And what you got to do is you got to stop and say, yes, it is obtainable. But guess what? This is where we got to go as realtors. We got to say, guess what? You are a testimony to everyone else that every friend, every family, every colleague, that if they are renting, they need to be talking about obtaining their own home, and they need to be asking you for the guidance and the blueprints for that you can get into your home as well.
Absolutely. You got the right idea. I mean, I think especially in our community, the black community, that's what it's going to take to get us over this hump, of economic oppression. Each one teach one. And you hit the nail on the head. The education, that's something that as real estate professionals, as realtists, we have access to knowledge and resources that help families change their lives. We talk about building generational wealth, but we provide opportunities for transformational wealth. And as we empower those around us, they now have the power to empower those around them. And I live by, a candle doesn't lose any light by lighting another candle. No fire is lost in that transfer. So, but you live it. You live that life, Jeff.
Hey, also, and I go back to my team, man, when I'm able to bring my team over, and they were working with another brokerage, and they're able to come here and just basically just shift their business and just change their mindset. I did a training earlier this year, and this young lady was with a former brokerage for about 3 years, and she texts me and she says, wow, I realized that I've been doing real estate wrong this entire time. And now she's able to just really just focus and fine tune what she's doing. That means I just created another 7-figure black individual. So we have to remember that with anything that we do, we must first do it with excellence, but also do it not because of ourselves, but also do it because other people are watching, other people are listening, other people are looking for guidance. So I think I'm excited. I'm truly excited that I've been able to help the 11 people that I had, then the 18 people that I had, now the 25 people that I have, to truly figure out what their goals are, what their passion is, and how I can assist them to get there.
Absolutely. And I mean, what you just said, you're able to help someone become a six figure black woman, six figure black man. You're helping people change their lifestyles. You're empowering them to create the lifestyles that they want. And ultimately that's leadership. Raising people up. Helping people get to the next level, whatever that means for them. So with that being said, clearly, you lead a successful team. What are some keys to leadership?
I think you got to take yourself out of the front line and put yourself in the shoes of each and every person that's a part of your team. And it's very important that you understand who your people are, you understand what their why is, you understand what their mission is, and you figure out how can you align with that. Some people on your team, they may have bigger dreams than other people. Some people on your team may have dreams of just being financially free. Some people on your team just want to close 5 deals a month. Other people want to get out of serious debt. And you got to be able to understand that, and I can say that I have gone through personal development, which has taught me that, and I can say it's recently, 24 months maybe, where you had to say, hey, sometimes it's not really about the numbers, or it's not about the deals, or it's not about the volume, or it's not about the commission. It's about ensuring that each and every person on your team is sane at the end of the day, and find out what do they need and how can you help them to get there. And I think through personal development of myself, that's allowed me to assist my team to definitely be successful and see where they're at and see them there.
I heard that. So it sounds like humility is a big piece of that. Um, you say get off the front lines, and you know pushing people forward.
Get in the dirt with them, man. Definitely pushing people forward, definitely educating and training and providing support and tools and basically just assisting them in whatever they need. Sometimes people are burning inside with a good or a bad, and we don't know because we're just so focused and so driven on where we're trying to go and how we're going to get there. And basically, if they're not on the same bandwagon as you are, they need to go. You need to drop them off somewhere. And sometimes we can't always think like that. We got to say, hey, guess what? This person's around you. This person's in your circle because of something that they see in you. So don't get too big or don't be moving too fast where you don't see that. Take a moment, stop, freeze, understand. And that's something that I always truly do. Like before I bring someone onto the team, I always find out like, what's your long-term goals? Where do you see yourself 5 months from now? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? How can I assist you on getting to where you need to get to? And if we're not a match, then we have to humbly say that, hey, I don't think you and I are a great fit at this moment. And I use this word at this moment because people change, through personal development, people truly change and their desires change, their mission change, their focus change. And sometimes certain situations will put you in a certain situation as well, where you got to shift and you got to move and you got to do certain things. So I believe truly understanding people allows you to be a great mentor and a great coach and a great leader.
I heard that, and I think it also helps when they see your success as well, right? So with that being said, I've seen your growth. Me personally, I've seen your growth, and you know how you got that incline, it just goes up and it goes up, it goes up, man. I see you, man. So I mean, with that being said, what are some of the mindset principles that you carry in regards to elevating your business and elevating your life?
Hey, like I said, it's definitely personal development. It's always looking to get better each and every day. So it's circling yourself around the right people that are going to get you, that are going to push you. I think it's reading. I'm definitely big in reading. I'm big in journal writing. I'm big in meditation, scriptures, exercising. So I use those things to guide me to get to the next level. And I have to understand that what we have to do is we have to understand where are we going and how are we going to get there. Earlier this afternoon, I was on the live and I said, you want to say you want to lose 200 pounds, but you have yet to written down a goal, an action plan of how you're going to lose those 200 pounds. And then when it doesn't happen, we're frustrated, we're disappointed. And that's the same thing with our business. When we say we want to do something, we want to get 10 listings this month. We want to sell 30 homes this year. We got to truly write down, what are our goals? How are we going to get there? And then also we got to be able to stop and freeze and say, hey, if this does not align with where I'm trying to go, I need to not do it, because what it's going to do is going to drive me to do something that I'm not focused on. And now I'm going to lose this attention on what I truly need to. So I continue to go through personal development. I continue to involve myself into coaching programs. But once again, I continue to involve myself in organizations like this, YRD, for example, NARAB, for example, other organizations and associations that will allow me to see life in a bigger picture than what I see it right now.
That's what it's about, man. The bigger picture. I'm a firm believer that, business development is personal development. Personal development leads to business development. So you're on the right track. And you just touched on YRD. Now, let me ask you, what does YRD mean to you, Jeff?
Hey, great question, man. So being a past president of young, now I'm confused. I really am confused. Hold on.
You got it.
Perfect. Being the past president of Young Professionals Network. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. It's late in the day. YPN. There you go. Being involved in that organization, being able to chair the Broward chapter, it has taught me that, man, there's a lot of professionals that are some movers and some shakers that you can truly learn something from. So then when you hear about YRD, you're like, wait a minute, there's some movers and shakers that look like you that are doing some phenomenal things. So when you talk about getting involved, I want to get involved with, honestly, at the end of the day, I want to get involved with the people that understand my story. They understand our story. They understand what we went through. Sometimes, no offense to the others, sometimes they don't understand, why do we respond to things the way we respond to it? Why do we act the way that we act? Why do we listen to things the way we listen to them? So when you're able to nest yourself with people that understand, and they understand that it's bigger than them, you definitely found yourself a great home when you talk about, hey, I'm here with Young Realtist Division, and we're definitely going to get involved and do some great things. You and I were earlier, and you were saying you see stuff different at every level that you go. So when you go from local to regional to nationals, you see things truly differently. So when you're able to say, hey, let me get out of this small cocoon that I'm in, and let me go on a global level, let me go on a national level and get involved with YRD, you'll really see that when your knowledge changes. Check this out though. When your knowledge changes, your income changes as well. So as they always say, the more you learn truly is the more you earn. But we just have to ensure that at the end of the day, we implement and we execute each and every day everything that we learn.
Say that again, man. You said when your knowledge changes, your what changes?
Income and your earnings change, brother.
Okay, and then you said implement and what?
Execute.
I heard that. Gems.
Implement and execute. Yeah, you have to, man. Some people, I watch people and lack of personal development. Once again, I watch people, and they'll go to seminars, they'll go to trainings, and first and foremost, when you attend seminars and you attend trainings, you gotta attend them with an intention of learning something, of meeting someone, of getting somewhere closer to your dreams. And what I see sometimes is people attend things without a goal. So you pretty much go there, you attend it, and you don't implement, you don't execute, and you don't have a goal. So if you're able to be driven by a goal, you'll notice that each and everything that you do is fulfilling to you, because it gets you one step closer to your goal.
I heard that. This is just a sample, man. So I've been seeing your IG. You got a lot of education going on. You're teaching agents how to make money. In fact, I think you're opening up a international branch of your real estate business right now.
Yes, we are. We're going global, baby.
Going global, limitless. So you have a boot camp going on right now, correct?
Yes, I do. Yes,
how can the people tap in? What can they learn, and how can they tap in?
Right about now, we have about over 75 people that have registered for this. What I noticed was that in the last 3 days, people were just plugging in. We had some people plug in today. And what we're doing is basically just educating agents so that they can kill it this 2022 year. And no better time than quarter 1 to implement new practices. Because as we understand, it takes 16 days, it takes 21 days, it takes 30 days to truly see the fruit of our labor. So what we're doing right now is we're educating these agents on getting listings, working with buyers, being a professional, understand the importance of a brand, the importance of a lifestyle, talking about working your network and your database. But not only that, we're educating them on truly understanding what a loan is, understanding what a mortgage is, understanding what title work is. Guys, this morning, everyone left with a piece of some information that they've never had before. And I'm not just talking about brand new agents. I'm talking about seasoned realtors that were in the room today that were like, wow, I didn't know that. And now guess what? They're able to teach it to someone else and they're able to implement it into their business now.
I'm gonna have to tap in. So you got a class like tomorrow?
So yeah, so right now we're going from January 24th through the 28th, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. every single day. We're going in and we basically start at 9 o'clock, we cut at 10, and we basically have two speakers that come on 30 minutes each with questions and answers.
Wow.
And you're finding that these people are getting knowledge. We also, I actually forgot, we actually have the top luxury agent out of Chicago on there as well, talking about how to break into the luxury market. Because when you talk about South Florida prices, or when you talk about prices anywhere, the average market price has gone up and everyone's talking about luxuries up. People are spending this money and you're like, where are they getting it from? So we have to make sure that we educate ourselves so that when we're in that circle and we're dealing with that clientele, we know exactly what to say. We know how to value their homes. We know exactly how to present ourselves and be educated so that at the end of the day, we're winning the deals each and every time. I definitely welcome you. I got people in New York that's tapped in. I got people in Atlanta, Georgia that's tapped in. I got a few people from California, Tampa, Tallahassee tapped in. So I definitely welcome you and everyone else to tap in and just get something that you can definitely share and implement into or add to your business.
Absolutely. So for the people that are interested or they just want to see what you have coming up, how can they follow you? Where can they find you at?
It's basically my first and last name on every single platform. So you can go to Instagram, you can go to Twitter, you can go to LinkedIn, everywhere truly, and just type in my first and last name. I'll come up. And on my Instagram, which is my number one platform that I use, you can go to my link tree, which is in my biography, and you can see the registration link, which is a bit.ly link. So it's bit.ly/RE bootcamp. But just be cautious that it is case sensitive. So the best thing to do is just go to my link in my link tree and you'll be able to register and pull the knowledge that you need to get you to the next level. What we're doing is we're creating some top producing agents out of this session that we're hosting, and I'm excited to see everyone's growth.
Absolutely, man. So with that being said, I know you got a lot on your mind. You got to get ready for the morning. You're a very busy man. I know you are. I see it. Shout out to you, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Like I said, I'm proud of your growth. You inspire me. With your social media, with how the local media reacts to you, and your efforts to educate those around you, man. It shows, and you shining, brother. You shining.
I
So
appreciate that. You're doing your thing too. I see you.
I appreciate that, man. But with all that being said, I appreciate you taking the time to come on YRD TV and share something with the people. Because this is for history. This is for history. We got San Diego tuned in.
Hello, San Diego.
Brother Clinton James, our chaplain. He's our chaplain out here. Shout out to him. With that being said, man, I'm gonna let you go ahead and handle your business, and I'm gonna go ahead and lock it down here. You got anything else for the people before you take off?
No, not really. I just thank you guys once again. I thank NARAB. I thank NARAB South Florida. I thank YRD for giving me this opportunity to truly just talk about us doing better each and every day. And I believe in operating in excellence. So let's continue to do that. Let's continue to allow people to know what we're about. And when we say we're a realtist, we don't need to explain ourselves. They know who we are by the way that we stand and the way that we operate.
100%, man. I second that. I second that. Well, you hold it down, man. I'll be connecting with you very soon.
Awesome. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.
Take care. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's Jeffrey Corrolian, a gentleman and a scholar. We thank him because he has a very busy schedule. So many people depend on him, but he took the time to come on YRD TV and chop it up with us. So with that being said, we have a couple of events you coming up. You want to be there tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock through Zoom for our general body meeting. We have some business development going on tomorrow. If you want to learn about producing a top producing team, being a leader with a brokerage, come tomorrow because our speaker is a very successful brother out of Houston, Texas, and he's going to drop some jewels on that specifically. Also, you already know, if you don't have your ticket now, you want to get it because prices are going up. The Midwinter Conference is March 1st through March 4th in San Antonio, Texas. Be there or be square. There's going to be a lot of education, a lot of fellowship, a lot of love. And you don't want to miss it. Come get recharged. I know me personally, I'm in Northwest Ohio. It's cold. So I'm trying to come and I want to feel the love, feel the warmth of the love to bring back to Northwest Ohio. So be there and be square, my good people. So with that being said, again, I'm Rob Pasker, and this has been YRD TV. We thank you all for rocking with us, and we'll see you next week, all right? Good night.